Kyrie Irving, yes, he returned to Brooklyn, but he did not return to Brooklyn just by himself. He had his new signature sneaker that we have to break down. These shoes is definitely spectacular. I could definitely see a lot of people wanting to pick these up. And what a way to debut it in the major media capital of the world, New York. Even though it's Brooklyn, but it's still New York. We got to keep it real. So Kyrie Irving has debuted his first signature shoe from Anta, the Kai 1. This colorway is the artist on court. That's the name of this shoe specifically. I'm going to try to give you some information on this sneaker, especially like I said, it's about to hit store shelves. We're going to get some more information on that. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to Flight Sports TV. Obviously, Kyrie Irving has went through a crazy situation with these shoes. It has definitely been a whirlwind. But before we get into that, they took down Brooklyn. Obviously, the way he departed Brooklyn, and to be honest with you, Brooklyn, the shoes, they all kind of intertwine because this is where it all started happening, where it all happened at, pardon me, but tonight Kyrie was received with numerous boos, but could you blame the fans of Brooklyn the way he departed? He came back tonight, put up a 36-piece, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, took down Brooklyn 119 to 107. We can't act like he ain't got a running mate with him. Luka Doncic ain't nothing to fool with. Luka Doncic put in work himself. The Dallas Mavericks is a good squad. They get it together. But this was definitely crazy to see this, man. Let me know what y'all think of this shoe from Kyrie Irving. I think that these are definitely spectacular. I says after starting the NBA season in the Shockwave 5, when he started the season, he didn't have his signature shoe. I'm pretty sure they was working on a model. You know how these things go. He pretty much made major headways with this shoe anyway, because the way he left Nike, Kyrie was taping up the shoe. It was definitely getting kind of crazy, in my humble opinion, because we didn't really know what was going to be the direction for Kyrie Irving leaving Nike. A lot of people revered that shoe from Nike. People went up in arms, when all of that happened. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Not only is Kyrie releasing his signature shoe from Anta, but we got to remember he is the chief community officer. So coming to Anta, he took a prominent role. You start to look at some of these other people who have signature shoes, maybe with Adidas, Nike. Obviously, LeBron, he kind of stands in his own stratosphere with the lifetime deal. But Kyrie, to ensure something like this was pretty good, in my humble opinion. And I think that more superstars need to get more involved with their sneaker, with their brand. Not just wait on the next model. Here you go. I could tell Kyrie was hands-on this shoe. Just the title of it alone, like I said, the artist on court. So I think that's special. We all know how Kyrie Irving has let it be known. I remember when he was on the cover of NBA 2K. The slogan was, basketball is not just a game, but it's an art form. So clearly, Kyrie is let it be known, how he feels about the game of basketball. Let me know in the comments section, how do you feel about the Dallas Mavericks? Because Dallas, to me, like I said, they're a good squad, but can they take down the big fish? That's really what it all boils down to with the Dallas Mavericks. It's so much stuff going on. Luka Doncic, they got him some help. A lot of people was trying to run the narrative that he didn't have this and he didn't have that. When they went and traded for Kyrie Irving, that threw everything out the door. Now they're eighth right now out west. I'm gonna cut them some slack. They're out in the wild, wild west, and you know the Western Conference. This thing could fluctuate. You know, like something we've never seen before. So these are all things that we have to monitor. You know, out west with Dallas. I do believe that they will get in the postseason because even if they have to go through a playing scenario, the star power alone. Do you really think Utah, could take down Dallas? Even New Orleans. I think New Orleans it'll be a tough game, but when you have Kyrie, Irving, Luka Doncic, I mean, it starts to get a little scary. In my humble opinion. So you got to be very cautious. I'm looking at the Western Conference. It's crazy. It's a whirlwind. From 10, obviously you got Golden State. They sitting on the outskirts. But you got Utah, you got LA, you got Dallas, New Orleans, Phoenix, Sacramento, Denver, the Clippers, the Timberwolves. So it's very interesting. I mean, I'm looking at the Clippers. The Clippers, they done turned up. So I don't know. I would love to see Dallas face off against the Clippers because I remember when Luka pretty much was facing off against them and he really didn't have the help. And I think if they was to obviously get, I don't obviously the Clippers would be favorites, but I think that with Kyrie they could really give him a run. And I think that he would have the horses because they was going, he was giving them all they could handle. And I think Luka became, a great player facing off against the Clippers those 2 years in the playoffs. They faced off 2 years in a row. So, and I'm just saying all of this to just speak on how deep the Mavericks could go. And let me know how you see this shoe selling, because obviously people love the Nike Kyries. To me personally, they kind of similar. Clearly it looked like he retained his logo. I see his logo right there. He must have owned that. So I'm pretty sure Kyrie had a lot of stuff, involved. So it looks good in my opinion. I like the shoe, and I could definitely see people buying it. Oftentimes when people leave a brand like Nike or these other places and go to an Anta, go to a New Balance or whatever, they met with a little bit of criticism, a little standoffish. But these shoes, they give you that feel. Do you see, is this a shoe that you rock out and you casually wear or not? But I could definitely see a lot of basketball players, hoopers, from all age levels rocking this shoe. Stay up to date with more news updates and more on this. Kyrie debuted his new signature from Anta, in Brooklyn, his return. It's Flight Sports TV. Let's get in the comment section. You already